what are some things that we can do to help the situation in Afghanistan? Support, how can we support? How can we, whether that's financial or letting our voice be heard or whatever it might be, what can we do? What are some real tangible steps we can all take to help with that situation?
Right. Yeah, of course, prayer is the most important, but yet these organizations that are actually working to get Christians, and I mean, there's Christians that are being persecuted now. And as I spoke out in the other room out there, my office, I'm working kind of two sides here. I've got what we're doing officially through my congressional office, but also what I'm doing on the side, working with these non-government organizations, is the term, NGOs. But many of them are working Christian ministries. Now we have former special ops guys on the ground doing the hard work. But they need financial support. These are getting no support from the government. In fact, in a lot of instances, our government is working against them. And so that's what I'm trying to do is we've got some, I don't want to disclose where they are because it put them in jeopardy, but we have 3 planes right now. We're trying to get clearance to leave Afghanistan to take them somewhere else that have 63 Americans and several Christians on board that we're just trying to get out of the country. We can't get the State Department to get clearance. We're working on that, working back channels to do that. But it's very important we get them out. These planes are expensive. And so one of the organizations I'm working with is Nazarene Fund. That is an organization that Glenn Beck and David Barton jointly are working. In fact, I've been on the phone with their operational guy on the way here today. One way is to look up these organizations, and I can vouch for Nazarene Fund because I know the people running it, and 100% of what you give goes for what they call this NEO operation, which is basically non-combative evacuation operation. It's a NEO. This one's different than any other one they've ever done before because in every case, and there's good relationships between the Department of Defense and these organizations because they're an asset. Sure. It's always the Department of Defense that runs these NEO operations. Not in this case, it's the State Department running it. And that's the problem, is it's very politicized. But contributions, making your voice heard, you calling our office, our folks, they're working day and night too, trying to get people out through the official channels. And it's disheartening when you're physically working to get somebody out. And while you're working on it, the Taliban shows up, takes them out and executes them. That's hard on our staff. Right. And that's some of the things they're dealing with. But also just, let the administration know that you're very unhappy with what's going on, that we left American citizens behind. Even after several times that they said they would not do it, and they've left many, many Americans behind.
Right. And I know it might be hard for some people to believe that some folks in the administration made a promise and didn't stand behind it. That's a real shocker, I know. It is disheartening, though. And I think you're hitting the nail on the head. And thank you for those ideas of support. And I pray that we would all hit our golden Rolodex. And everyone out there, just hit your golden Rolodex and push out there and say, get in touch with your representatives, reach out to the State Department directly. Eventually those things will make a big difference, but let the support be heard that we want these operations to happen. We want these people out of this incredibly dangerous situation that in many ways we didn't necessarily create it, but we've helped create this particular peril. And there's a lot we can do about that. So we want to be able to do that. Is there a phone number we can use to call?
If you just, I believe that they have a website, which is Nazarene Fund. If you can Google that, if not, I can make sure that we get contact information. We've just been so caught up dealing with the folks with the boots on the ground. But Glenn Beck, many of you know Glenn Beck, radio show host with Blaze Network. He is the one who's funding that effort. And I do know that they need some additional funds. The last I had talked to him last week, they had already raised $30 million and already burned through that, just getting the people they already had on the list. And we have been sending them many, many more names since then to add on to the list. So
we'll certainly continue to pray for that effort, and thank you for that. And as you have things, this organization, we might meet every couple of weeks, but we're a consistent and hopefully a constant influence in our viewership. So we definitely will distribute any information you have. So please certainly keep us in touch with that.